Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about the brand new Chanel Les Beiges collection. Today we're focusing on skin tone and foundation and powder. On Monday, I released a video on the new 9 shadow palette. So today we're going to talk about complexion. That was the word that I was looking for. So before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell on the side so you can know whenever I post a new video. Now I did go ahead and prime my face. I used the Guerlain Météorites Primer Perfecting Pearls here. I always wear a primer before I put on my foundation, so it just seemed natural to me to put on a primer anyway. And I also created something just very simple and light on my eyes, and yes, it is from the new Chanel 9 shadow palette here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk you through the foundation and give you my final thoughts at the end, and I'm also going to do an application live here with you guys so you guys can see how to apply it and how it wears. I have my iced coffee here on the side. I encourage you to get yours as well. And let's get started. So I have the Les Beiges Water Fresh Tint in medium. There are 6 shades to choose from and it retails at $85 Canadian plus tax. So this definitely does feel like very luxury, very high-end makeup. The packaging comes in this beautiful container here. It looks exactly like the Hydra Beauty Micro Serum. The packaging, as always, Chanel just knocked it out of the park. It looks stunning. It looks beautiful. It looks like an item you could keep on your vanity just to stare at. And it does come with this small little brush here to apply the foundation. It is different than the brush that comes with the Sublimage foundation. As you can see, the Sublimage foundation brush is much taller. The bristles are more dispersed, whereas this one here, the bristles are shorter and are more dense. So I'm going to go ahead and read off some of the description off the website, some of the claims. So it is a lightweight, hydrating, and instantly refreshing formula that is composed of 75% water. So the micro droplets in the product are supposed to, once in contact with the skin, just kind of help blur and create a natural skin finish. It's supposed to help create a radiant, bare skin look, but also blur and smooth out your face, but still looking like skin. So let's go ahead and test this out for you guys. The texture of this foundation, if we can call it that, is very fluid, very runny. It does remind me of a serum in a way. And one thing that Miriam, my Chanel advisor, told me is that when you have it on the back of your hand, you should take your little brush and break it apart because you still see the little micro droplets on the back of your hand. So you should take the brush and break them apart on the back of your hand and then apply. Let's do one half of the face at first just to show you the difference. Again, I am in the shade medium. So this is one pump, one application. This is the side with no product and this is the side with product. I think there is a distinction, but it is very subtle. This is not a full coverage or even medium coverage foundation. It is very light, but I think that here, especially when I look at the center of my face, everything just looks more blurred and more luminous. And here I can still see some more imperfections. I do admit that I have a breakout on my chin right now, and this foundation will not cover that at all. I mean, we can try, but I'm quite certain that it will still be there. But as far as just smoothing and blurring everything, I think that this is doing what it's claiming. So let's go ahead and do the other side as well. So pump number 2, and then breaking these apart. And you can see like some tint on my face. I was worried at first that it would just look like water, but as you can see, there is some color here. I find that you can get slightly more coverage if you just stipple over the area, but again, this is not a very covering foundation. This actually doesn't even say foundation on the product. It just says Water Fresh Tint, which should be very indicative of the product itself. So this is with one application on both sides here. I think that the finish is very radiant, very luminous. The finish is extremely natural, but that's exactly what I expected. I didn't expect much else. I will go ahead and show a second coat or second layer for you guys just so you can see. So I will use one pump for the entire face. I went ahead and used 3 because I used one and then I did one half of the face and then the other. But on a regular basis, I only use 2. Usually that's what I need because I don't think that there's that much of a difference between applying 2 pumps and 3. This is not tint, or I keep wanting to say foundation, but I really don't think that's the right word. But this is not a product where you're going to get much coverage. It does feel very nice. The finish is fantastic. It is very light, very natural, very luminous, but this is not really a product where you can keep building and building. This is just not that product, you know? If you want something that's very natural, but you can build up, the CC cream is natural, but you can build up a little bit, or the new Chanel Untitled Chapter foundation is also something that you can build up, but this is, in my experience, as good as it gets. But I really love this finish. It looks luminous and dewy, and I do feel like everything just looks more blurred and luminous, and it is hydrating but without feeling oily or slick. I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of concealer to finish off the look. This is the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer here. Okay, so continuing. So as I mentioned, today's video we are talking about complexion. So I also picked up the new Les Beiges Healthy Glow Sheer Powder number 20, and this is the exclusive creation. Now the Healthy Glow powders, the Les Beiges powders, are part of, it's like a staple of Chanel makeup, but these are new and exclusive to the collection for 2019. The packaging is stunning. So this is the regular Chanel Les Beiges. This is in number 50 here, and I use this as a bronzer. So what I did is I got a lighter color. I got the shade number 20 because I wanted just like an all over face setting powder, not necessarily a bronzer, but this is the new packaging here. So it has the Chanel signature here. So it's really just a question of packaging, but they do have the regular shade ranges. If you want just a regular bronzer, your regular Chanel Les Beiges, they will still have the different colors. It's just a question of packaging. So inside you have your brush as well, but then here we have the Chanel signature as well. I will show you the original packaging that I have here, although I will admit that it is very well loved, so you will not see the original embossing. But as you can see here, you have the signature, and on the original Les Beiges packaging here, it's completely erased, but I believe there was a CC written on the powder, but as you can tell, it's completely gone now. So I'll go ahead and use the brush that came with the packaging, and I'm gonna dig into the powder. I always hesitate in these little moments. Let's just take another little moment to appreciate the beautiful detailing here. It's so nice. So I'm just gonna use this maybe more in the center of the face. Something else to mention, I didn't notice any scent in particular with the Water Fresh Tint. I thought it would smell like a Hydra Beauty because it looks like a Hydra Beauty product, but there is no scent. I think adding the powder got rid of some of the luminosity, but not that much. You can still see that my skin looks radiant and dewy even with a bit of setting powder. So if you have skin that's more on the oily side, maybe this should be indicative of whether or not this is a product for you, because even with this powder over top, now let's also say that this is a Healthy Glow powder. This is not, I would not call this a mattifying powder. This is a powder you add to just enhance your luminosity. I personally, I have dehydrated skin, so having matte skin is never anything that I strive for. So this combination for me for the summer is perfect. This is perfect for summer, for a vacation, or one of those days like a no makeup day, you know, when you want to wear something but you don't want to spend too much time, or you don't want to look like you're really wearing any makeup. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of blush. I'm going to go ahead and apply the Chanel Les Beiges blush number 20. And I'm also going to put on a little bit of lipstick. This is the Rouge Coco Flash number 94, Désir. So this is the finished makeup look with a little bit of powder, a little bit of concealer, a little bit of blush. You can still see some, like, I think this breakout looks a little bit more covered now that I put on a bit of powder, but you can still see, you know, little veins, little freckles. It's a very, very light, natural makeup, but I really enjoy it. I think this is going to be really nice in the summer months, in the warmer months. I think this would also be nice as a body makeup if you're so inclined. I know sometimes people like to put on makeup or product on their shoulders, on their arms, even their legs. I think this would be nice because it isn't super dark. Sometimes when you put on products like that, they tend to stain a whole lot, but this is pretty sheer. It probably would stain some white clothing, but it is very sheer. I quite like it. If you are someone who likes very, very little coverage foundation, I think the Water Fresh Tint could be for you. If you are a Chanel addict like me, you probably would enjoy it. But if you are someone who enjoys a light to medium coverage foundation and you want to be able to build it up, I don't think you'll be able to build it up more than what I've done today. I've tried, it doesn't really work that well. I mean, it's very, very sheer. You can add concealer if you want to spot correct more things, but this is what it's going to look like. I personally think this looks really nice, but it's a question of your own personal taste, and if you want something for that much money that's going to be more versatile and more buildable, it's really up to you. But overall, I do think it's a really nice product. And the Les Beiges Healthy Glow Powder, I already knew that I liked it because I've had other shades in it. It's just a question of which color that I wanted to get. I already have a darker bronzer shade, and this is more just like a all over powder for me, so it's really nice. It does mattify my skin just a little bit, but not too much. As I mentioned, I like the radiance and glowy effect, so this is exactly the type of powder that I enjoy. So yeah, I think that about does it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Have you guys picked up any of the Les Beiges collection, the Water Fresh Tint, or the Healthy Glow powders, or maybe the 9 shadow palettes? Let us know down in the comments. So I think that about does it for today's video. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.